Hey everyone, in today's video I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than I've been doing in a lot of my videos. A lot of my videos I've been doing speed paints, kind of showing you guys the process of my own personal pieces. Today I want to show you guys some techniques that will help you guys out as artists, whether you are experienced or a beginner. I'm going to be talking a little bit about gesture drawings, explaining what those are, showing you some examples, and then I'm also going to talk about the different types of contour drawing, which is the basic regular contour drawing, blind contour drawings, and continuous contour drawings. Both gesture drawings and contour drawings are things that can really help you loosen up as an artist, get your hands flowing. It'll also help you get into the mindset of your pieces of artwork don't have to be perfect, that it's better to practice and get the flow going and getting used to getting your hands moving and on the paper, rather than the mentality of constantly being worried about it being perfect, it looking exactly like the person, so on and so forth. First we'll talk about gesture drawings. Gesture drawings are typically something that you do quickly without worrying about getting definite features. You want to get the general motion and idea down on the page rather than focusing on the tiny little details. This will help you loosen up and start to move quicker on the page and get you into the idea of capturing the motion and the poses and what's important rather than focusing on the nitty-gritty details that you usually should worry about later on. This will also help you loosen up your wrist and get it so that it's moving, and so that when you finally start to dive into your artwork, your wrists will move more smoothly and your hands will cooperate better because you've worked on that hand-eye coordination. You've worked on it and you have slowly been improving it. So your hand will be used to the gestures. So the first gesture piece, and I'm going to warn you now that there is nudity in this, but that is simply because I am using these as artistic references. So I don't see them necessarily as a naked body, I see it as a subject to draw. So the first one that I'm going to be doing is this one right here. And so you just want to choose your object, choose your reference image, whatever you want. Now, for gestures, you want to be really quick about it. As you can see, this is not perfect. By no means is this perfect. As a matter of fact, I actually made her proportions much larger here than I did with her arms and her head. These are way too small. But the idea is to get it down quickly so that you know, that you can see it right away when you look at this image, that where your flaws are. But it also gets you looking at images and transferring it onto paper more quickly. It gets your hand flowing more smoothly. It overall gets you moving across the page quicker. Next, we'll talk about the basic foundations of contour drawings, just regular plain old contour drawings. Those are when you want to get the general outline of something. You don't want to worry about being quick. You want to be as precise as you can. In contour drawings, you want to look at the subject or the person or the pose that you are trying to draw, and you want to look at it more than you're looking at your own paper. Now, I know that sounds unusual and it sounds like it's really difficult, but trust me, the more you practice and the more you work on it, the easier it gets. You want to focus on the actual object more than you want to focus on your actual drawing on the paper, because it'll get you to observe more. Observation is very big when you're trying to start doing artwork, or even for those of us who are more experienced and want to keep our observation skills very fine-tuned. You want to be able to observe something in more of an artistic mindset. So with plain old contour drawings, you want to look at the subject as much as you possibly can so that you can draw it out, make sure you get all of the lines, the fine detailing, all in line work. There's no value put in. Just focus on the outline of the object. So I'm going to do this woman right here. She's standing, looking in a mirror, fixing on her hair. So remember, with contour drawing, you want to look at the image as much as possible. Her arm is actually hidden like right along here. So as you can see, my drawing is not by any means good. But that's because I don't really do contour drawings and gesture drawings as often as I should. But the more you practice this, the better you get at it. Like, I'm sure there are plenty of other artists out there, even on YouTube, who you can go and watch some of their contour drawings or their gesture drawings, and they're probably far better than I am at this. I'm not here to teach you my skill level, I'm teaching you how to do it. So if you can do gesture drawings and contour drawings better than I can, that is awesome. By all means, do not stoop down to my level. Next, we're going to talk about blind contour. So similar to the last one, which is just the plain old regular contour, blind contour, you want to look at your subject as much as, well, next we're going to talk about blind contour. So very much like the contour that we were just talking about and just seeing examples of, with this blind contour, you do want to still create the outline as accurately as possible. But that's where the term blind contour comes in. Rather than having an extensive amount of time to focus and observe on your object as you're drawing it, you stare at it, observe it, absorb it all in as much as you can, and then you draw it on paper. You do your observation, you create your contour drawing without looking at it again afterwards. This helps you to create more of like a memory in your art part of your brain. It makes it so that when you use references, you can learn to observe from references, take the pieces from different references that you need, put them all together for what you're trying to accomplish. It makes it so that you're never going to have to directly copy from references. It'll teach you to observe references and use them as basic guidelines to help you understand and create what you're trying to create. So that's why blind contour drawings are very beneficial. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the blind contour. So I'm going to give myself probably about, 30 seconds to a minute to study this image of an ear, see how much I can remember off the top of my head, and then draw it. Alright, I'm gonna try it. I don't think I really gave myself enough time, but that's alright. I apologize, I keep adding value, even though you're not supposed to. And that's actually why I struggle with any kind of blind contour or contour drawings in general, because I'm very the way that I actually draw is very different when I'm working realistically than when I work in the style that's very frequently seen on my channel. I very much, when I am working realistically, I don't actually use a lot of line work. I focus heavily on values and using value to build up the idea of what I'm sketching. So I am very much a beginner when it comes to contour drawings and using lines in my artwork, in terms of realistic art, that is. So, and again, I'm also new to brush pens, so it's a lot more difficult for me to get very fine lines. See, so if I was using more of a fine line, I would want to create this very much like this. And then I'd have this line coming up and around. And then I'd have this one coming up and around. And then we have something like this, and this. This one would be more bolder line, bold line. And then just some kind of general shapes, and then little hairs. So that's just kind of showing the difference between brush pen and a felt tip or boulder pen. And finally, we'll talk about continuous contour drawings. Just like the other contour drawings, you will be using lines to create your object or the person that you're doing a portrait of. However, that's where the term continuous comes in. The entire drawing that you will be doing will be with one line. You want to avoid picking up your pencil at all times. You will create bridges from one thing to the next to be able to continuously draw. The very beautiful part about these continuous contour drawings is that they're very unique. They add their own sense of style and own sense of personality to them. They're also so much fun. I love to do continuous contour drawings because sometimes it's a challenge. And if you do end up picking up your pencil from that paper, the idea is that you'll put your pencil right back where it was before, which makes it a little bit of a challenge, but it's super fun. Now this is probably one of my favorite methods and is something that I really enjoy doing. So for this one, I actually want to do a portrait. So I want to find someone's face if I can. Alright. So I'm gonna choose this image right here. I'm probably not gonna do the lower portion of the body, but I want to focus on the face as much as I can. So looks absolutely nothing like the image, but it's still very fun and unique, and I truly hope that you guys found this video beneficial. I had a really fun time making this video. I really enjoyed being able to kind of stray away from my usual videos and kind of give a video where it's more of me talking straight to you guys and giving you information that may help you as an artist. So with that, I thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see some of my other videos where I'm creating artwork, head on over to my channel, and if you like what you see, feel free to click that subscribe button. If you're interested, I also post new videos every Friday. See you guys next week.